All right, now welcome back once again, and this is TradeUp speaking. This is TradeUp speaking. Now, today, since it's a Sunday or it's a Saturday, because I'm recording my video on a Saturday, as usual, all as our know me at TradeUp, we always get our weekly forecast, like our analysis before we enter through, or before we go through another week. We always get a what? A forecast, and analytical, both fundamentally, technically, and many other ways of analyzing it, right? Now, we are going to analyze, but as usual, we always first look at our what? At our economic calendar. Our what? Our economic calendar, because we can't dwell through what we are going to look at next week before us looking at the economic calendar. So maybe it's supposed to be this week, next week. Let me see. Yeah. March 2nd to be this Sunday. Or it's this Sunday, because I'm recording this video before, but it's this Sunday, right? Now, I'm going to go straight the line to Monday. Monday, we are looking for high impact news, all moderate volatility expected news. And that's why I'm looking at just only two ball news, what, but I'm looking at CPI. And most people, oh my goodness, most people are disturbed. Why? They always come to my inbox asking for the difference between CPI and core CPI. Now, I just want to make this point clear. I want to lament it clearly such that everyone can understand today, right? Now, what is CPI? CPI, as usual, and as earlier I told you, it's consumer price index. You understand? And the core CPI, there is a difference. Still, it's core plus consumer price what? Index. Now, it differentiates like CPI over year over year, and month over month. That's why you're seeing year over year, month over month. And the reason is why we should put more emphasis on CPI, core CPI. There's a difference. There is a reason. Now, let me differentiate well. CPI, this analysis or this report, it only includes goods and services, reflecting the total cost of living for the consumers, all for the normal people. Because I told you, CPI, we are the final buyers, right? Because it moves in a chain from industries, investors, they put in industries, they put to manufacturers, like industries are the manufacturers. They give to wholesalers, and these wholesalers gives to the retailers. Now, these retailers, they supply to the CPI, consumers, like the final consumers. And if the CPI is low, it means it reflects a negative effect on an economy. Understand, members? Let me say, Uganda CPI is low. It will weaken the Ugandan shillings. Why? Because final buyers, all these local people who are consuming those goods from the companies, they are not consuming them well. I told you and I explained to you in my Uganda videos about that. And I explained actually that chain, full chain, from the producers to the consumers. Understand? Now, here, CPI, we shall be looking at the total cost of living, how consumers are buying their goods. You understand? And most especially, it's in food and energy prices, because more consumers are always consuming food and energy prices. That's where CPI, that's the crucial point where those are the factors you look at while analyzing CPI. But now, there comes a difference for CPI. Because if CPI is not doing well, it reflects inflation. Because again, if more people are overbuying those goods, when people have a lot of money, automatically it just shows that there is a lot of money in circulation in the general public. You understand? Now, what's the role of core CPI? Understand this before you delve into analyzing euro, which you're going to trade let me see. Is it a Monday? Yeah, Monday. Before you go into that market. Now, the difference between core CPI and CPI, here at core CPI, it excludes food and energy prices. While calculating core CPI, they don't calculate energy or food prices. And that's why most people, when they're trading CPI, they overlook at core CPI because why? It indicates a long-term inflation trends. You understand? Why? Core CPI is the core value, or it's the bed for CPI because it's used to measure inflation while excluding food and energy prices. Understand? So I've explained to you and I've differentiated to you the difference between CPI and core CPI. Now, yo all mom muchinonyerezeko. So on Monday, we are expecting euro, and I think we are going to be live, inshallah. We are going to trade that day live. Now let's proceed. SP, Global Manufacturing PMI, Global Manufacturing PMI. What's PMI in full? Purchasing Managers Index. Abatachimanyi, chegwayo Purchasing Managers Index. You understand? And this is the general, all this is the general certificate, which highlights the economic well-being and direction of these manufacturing services, all manufacturing sectors. Why? Now, this news, all these news, they highlight. What do they highlight? They highlight either retraction, I mean retracement, okudirira emabega, all growth. On how different sectors are performing in terms of inventory, production, and employment. And that's why, if you're an investor or you're a long-term investor, however much you're not even a long-term investor, when you're a trader, you need to look at this certificate or this release carefully. Understand? Now, ISM, I'm not going to overlook at it, but we expect some good volatility on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we shall be resting. I don't see any other big news, but what am I looking at it? Rebel news on Wednesday, and farm employment change on USD. As always, 830, 815, 815, 815. Still on Tuesday, Bank of England Governor Bailey will be speaking. And even another member, PL Speaks, will be speaking. What are we looking at? SP Global still on Wednesday or Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Now this is a Thursday. This is the Thursday. Deposit facility rate on euro. We shall analyze it live, inshallah. If God wishes, that's what I mean. So some of our friends, all colleagues who are not Muslims, inshallah means if God wishes. Yeah. Deposit facility rates, ECB interest rate decision. Now interest rates will be, you look at this thing. Now this guy is expecting to cut rates like from 90 basis points to 65 basis points, which means they expect a reduction in 25% basis points. Now, what does it highlight to some of my friends who have been learning with me? Because I talked about, I've discussed a lot about interest rates. But If God wishes, we are going to talk about it. We just pray that we got like initial job risk claims on USD. Oh my goodness. And I see on Thursday. Thursday is a heavy day, members. Thursday will be a heavy day. Now, still on Thursday now, we have entered Friday. Forms. We got forms on Thursday. Be ready. We got forms on Thursday. Average hourly earnings. NFP. NFP. Oh my goodness. Still this Friday, we have NFP and we are going to be trading it, inshallah. From Juma prayers, Muslims. Christians will be waiting for us. From Juma prayers, we are entering for an NFP. Inshallah. Oh my goodness. Inshallah. Now, Fed form still on Thursday. Friday, I mean. No, it's a holiday. Now, let's go to technical analysis. Let's analyze the market technically. Now, I'm going to be too complex today, and I'm going to be giving you what you want to hear or what you want to see, but I'm going to be too complex today. Now, I've started with gold. This is a weekly chart. I just want to see how previous week, like how it behaved, and I'll just do this. I'll mark this high for the previous week, and I mark this low for the previous week, right? But actually, you can look at the thing. How do you see this chart? Where do you expect? What are we looking for? Because if you look at a weekly chart, I see something like an imbalance, which they're trying to fill, And if we are to use the other methodology of ours, that we go 50% of like 50% of this imbalance and we draw our Fibonacci, I feel that previous week it crossed above what 50% of the retracement level of our what of our Fibonacci. I'm going to delete the thing because I'm not more highly interested. Now let me just mark. This is the previous day low. This was a Friday, and this is the previous day high. This was a what? And let me mark these lines with let me give them purple. Right. Now this is oh my goodness. That's previous day what? High. Now I'm just going direct to 15 minutes time frame. If I see where are we most likely to start from? Where are we most likely to start from? Because if you can see, gold has been in a bearish trend. It hasn't even printed anything like a bullish what? A bullish trend. But according to what I'm seeing, actually this was a selling level. This was a selling level, but automatically I'm looking at it as a buying level. Why? Because if you're to see this market, I just want you to pay much attention now. Those who know market structure, how is it? And how do you see? How do you forecast it? To my friends who know market structure, how do you forecast it? Because if you're to see market, this market, I just want you to look at this thing carefully and you see what's really going on. Now, if I'm to do this, if I'm to do that, if I'm to do that, let me just make my charts be clean. If I'm to do that, you can see this kind of closure. Sure, if you're to be entering, I'll just be waiting for a retracement at this level, at this very level. For me to buy because gold has oversold. Gold has oversold. However much, this is an indicator, but still, the trend looks to be more bearish here to see, but there is some liquidity here at these levels. There is some liquidity at these levels, and that's what I'm eyeing for buyers. But we firstly trace like this before we have to be going up. So don't lose guard. Don't lose guard and overlook at gold, like the USD index, how it's performing. So let's first look at the DXY and we see how it's performing and how it last performed last week. I want Let me just look at BTC USD. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with us? This is Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin. The Babite case has caused a lot of shouts in the market, but actually Bitcoin is trying to recover. Bitcoin is trying to recover. Actually, most people had forecasted it to 60,000, but at least it's trying to recover. And if you look at these levels, technically, not fundamentally, but technically, these are support levels. These are support levels. You understand? And still technically, these are selling levels. These are selling levels because I think at the projected it earlier, it sold at this very level, and I expect more sales at this very level. Unless we break above it, that's when we shall what? We shall experience a what? A buying, some buying pressure. I mean, some buying pressure, right? But if I'm to look at it, because those ones who have been money, like the way I analyze, you can see that this was a buying level, even this is a buying level. So if it's to sell for some more short-term buys, consider these levels. Consider these levels. But if it's to sell, I'll expect it. Let me go on the lower time frame. I see some key levels for sell. You know what? This is some key levels for sales. I'm not seeing even any level here, which is too valid because I would mark this level, but it didn't give me what's to satisfy. Like it didn't satisfy me, and that's why I won't mark it. But I think I'm gonna print more levels before reach Monday. Most people, and even tomorrow morning, those ones will be trading. You can see my analysis will be there, but especially I'm expecting it to be more active on Monday. Lamash is always active, even on on weekends. Now let's look at US oil. This is US oil. This is US oil. That's from my screen, my coach. This is US oil. Now, I just want you to see how this market has been behaving. Okay. You can see this was a buying level. That was a buying level. And if you to see, still, it was a selling. If it was a selling level, expected respected that level. We expect a short-term sell at this very level unless we break above it. That's when I myself will consider long positions. And to those ones who are going to be trading what? Those ones who are going to be trading US oil. So don't lose your guard. Nasdaq. Now this is Nasdaq. And this fish, it has overbought. It has overbought. And to my colleagues, recently I think had here's some analysis about this stock. Wow. Now it bought at this level. It reached this level, it bought. After buying, it broke above below this level. You already know the moment we break below these levels, because if you're to see, this was a selling area. This was a selling area after being formed at a support level or at a buying level. Automatically at the third time it was used, they had to just do what? They had to just push the market lower. Understand? So it's a buying level. Likewise to this one, this was also a strong selling level because it retraced to the region, or it retraced to the exact point. Likewise to this level, and this is not varied. I consider this level as the varied ones for sellers. Those ones who are trading Nasdaq, those levels are strong. And for buys, I do consider this level for buy. I do consider that level for buys. Those ones who are going to do what? We buy now. Let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD. USD, it bought at this level, It went above this level. Actually, this was a selling level. This was a selling level after being used to buy because it bought. This was a selling level here. This wasn't a buying level. This was a selling level according to the way I analyze, all according to my principles of market analysis. That was a selling level. This was only the only buying level, and it bought. It had to sell from here. Breaking below it, these levels were supposed to be used as selling levels because this market formed something which I was looking for. Did what? Formed something which I was looking for. Now, for it to sell at this level, I couldn't see any structure near as me. Unless this level, because it was broken below. And if you're to see, what get is obulungi one on this level, and let me highlight it. That area and this area. There's two levels. There's two levels. So for those ones who are going to who are like planning trade Euro USD, this is also another selling level. This is another selling level. But as for now, we are waiting for still the market open because I'm going to be trading with you live. Still, it incorporates the same thing because it correlates sometimes GBP. These are European currencies. They overcorrelate a lot. So, you know it. Oh. That's a selling level. And it was still this one. The moment we break above this level and we are up, consider buys. You confirm at this very level if we have something special. Yeah. Let's give BP somehow the devaluing. That is as a buying level. Likewise to this level. And look at GBP USD. I mean a USD card. It moves unconditionally. I was to wait for it to buy or to risk my buys. I could risk at that level. And for those ones who are going to be scalping, who can scalp on it, still I could consider buys at that very level. Let me first switch to a 5 minutes time frame. We see scalps at those very levels. So overlook at these price levels. These price levels here. 1.44524. Yeah. NZUSD. Most people love NZUSD. NZUSD. You can just look at the index and see fundamentally how the New Zealand dollar is performing. How the New Zealand dollar is performing. These are selling areas. Now most people know that. The moment we break above this level, this is a selling area. The moment we break above this level, consider more buys. Understand? Consider more buys. Otherwise, members, let me wish you a good day, a prosperous new week, and nice trading. Crash and cross those strategies one by one. Together we can, and just pray. We are now steady. Otherwise, mubere bulungi.